Yo, what's up guys, it's Pilot again, and in this video I'm going to be giving you tips on how to prepare against Dark Worlds. Next week, sometime around that area, we're going to be getting the structure deck, and right now it's just huge hype, and we're going to have to prepare for it, because my predictions YCS, the one that's coming up soon, is going to be nothing but Dark Worlds, and a lot of other top decks, but mostly Dark Worlds. Let's get that over with right now. But things to worry about Dark Worlds. They can splash into 4 different kinds of decks. They have the OCG version, which revolves around Gates Effect and Grapha. The Tour Guide version, which is extremely fast, and because Brow is level 3 Fiend, you can do massive combos just from that. You have the Fabled version, which could see some play, but it's a big maybe. And you have the Skill Drain version. And the Skill Drain version is just built the same as every other deck that Dark Worlds can play in. It's just a huge minus for your opponent, and they're either maining them or siding them, so you gotta worry about that stuff. But anyway, to side against them, you gotta think removal, you gotta think control, you gotta think that stuff. But if your opponent is smart, he's gonna side against that because he knows he needs to protect his graveyard from any of that stuff. So crows, haikus, and all that stuff, you have to either vice versa. You're the opponent playing against him, or I'm trying to protect them. You got to prepare for it. So let's just go over some small key cards I found online, people playing, and just in my locals, and see how they would work and what you guys think. So hopefully my tripod's not going to be lame as usual. Okay, but anyway, if you guys can see this, here we go. We have just 4 random cards that can be played in Dark Worlds. We have the Brows, which is obviously going to be played in triplets, because he's your main draw power, and he's your main Tour Guide target. From what I understand, you don't play Sangan because he's just useless in the Dark World build, but this guy, you can just bounce him off the Tour Guide and get your Graph out, and when this guy's in your hand, you just go for a +2 with Dark World dealings. How broke is that? Raven. A lot of the decks I've been seeing online have been playing at least one mained Raven, because unlike this possibly can give your opponent the +1 or any advantage that they discard off of. That's why I've been seeing a lot less than I thought of these. I've been seeing 1s and 2s and more Dark World Lightnings, because like Raven and Dark World Lightning, they do not give your opponent any pluses at all. This guy gives you the free discards and the pluses off of that. So that's why this is going to be so good over this. Siding wise, against Mirror Match, Silva is hands down way better than Gold, just because of the fact that you can just ruin their whole hand and just kill all their live plays. They have the same stats, but other than that, this guy's effect is going to be way more viable in Mirror Match than destroying a couple of cards on the field that they can just get back later on. This will slow down your opponent a lot. Removal-wise, like, people are going to be doing a lot of removal, so these are just 4 cards I found that are going to be probably really hot against them. DD Crow has always been good against removing an anti-meta and stuff like that. He's a dark, he fuels the graveyard. Cons are he's a -1 in your hand, and you have to keep him in hand at the right time. Banisher Radiance, he's good, he removes everything from play, but like I said, if your opponent is smart, he's going to side back into stuff, or side into stuff that's going to help bring his stuff back, or protect it from leaving the field. It's just like these guys, Banisher and Defissure, you got to keep them on the field, and got to keep their effects working. And just like DD Crow, Crevice is also very good, because Dark Worlds are all mainly dark, except for the Ravens, which are light. This will still do some damage, and Crow, these 2 are just tied together. It depends on what kind of deck you're playing, whether you want to go into heavy monster or into heavy traps. So these are just some examples of what you could play. Control wise, I've been seeing this guy cited in the OCG a lot, at least one of them. I'm not sure the reasons. It's probably just good tech, because he's a big beater, and if he does any damage, you get a +1 no matter what, whether you be discarding a Brow or Silver or Gold or whatnot. He's actually not that bad, but he's iffy on whether he be in the main. Marionette Might. Pros, it's just like Puppet Plant for 6 Sams. It takes the big guys and you can do stuff with them. Cons, you gotta do it on your turn. So this is also iffy. It's not a bad idea to tech, but it's not great because it's an insect and you can't get it off of anything except for like Sangan and stuff like that. And I got this idea from a few people. Duradarks. Big field that your opponent has and you want to get through. This guy will probably let you in by blowing up their big guy because he's dark, and then his effect will just be amazing. But also, yeah, you can't attack with him. He's big, which is good, but it's a maybe. He's a little slow. Advantage of the graveyard and field wise. Like I said, skill drain is probably going to be their best friend. It's not going to really help. But that's just out there. And just like Defissure and all the other stuff, and Consecrated Light, you got to keep this thing alive too, in which they can easily just blow up with an MST or some stuff like that. And probably the best trap I found that can really slow them down a little bit, and from big plays, Transmigration. Biggest cons are just get destroyed at the end phase, but if it goes through, you can set them back a little bit, send their Grappas, send their big guys back into the deck, and they can't really do anything. They have to hope to draw them again. And since Raven is going to be pretty hot in most of the decks I've been seeing, it's going to unlock a lot more opportunities to synchro and exceed. Just because of Raven and him being fabled, you can go into Ragan, Valkyrus, and a Leviathan. You got your big beater that recycles itself and your Ravens. You got Valkyrus, which pluses off of your dead Dark Worlds, and you got hopefully the +2 with this guy when you have no hand. But another concern is the Ancient Wyvern, which can possibly OTK. Hope you guys found this somewhat informative. I know there's a lot more stuff that you guys can find and just side and tech or whatever in the main in the sideboard, but this is just my idea of what I can just like really affect this stuff that just sticks out in my head. If you guys have anything that I missed or there's other cards I don't really know about, just put them in the comment section and let me know. But on that, hopefully you guys you enjoyed this. Try to keep it sweet and like short, whatever. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and more videos as usual later on. See you guys later.